Hello everybody and welcome to Johnny Looks at PC Building Simulator. Hey, let's take a look, shall we? So I started playing today, picked this up on a sale in Greenman Gaming for £10. Let's take a look at it. So recently I've become a PC enthusiast. I've had a PC for quite a long time and gamed on PC for quite a long time, but only recently started actually having fun with building my own rig and replacing components and so on. So does this game help you be a better PC enthusiast? Does it help your knowledge in like building PCs and handling PCs? Well, let's take a look and I'll show you the level of detail that the game goes into. The short answer is that it won't teach you or it won't show you actually how to do things, but from a high level standpoint it will show you where things go, how things would look, and kind of what the general idea is when connecting things. So it might be useful if you're going into this. And we're gonna take a job. As you can see here, we have one job that we're about to send off that is done already. Then we have one that is just kind of removing viruses, and this one apparently we have to upgrade the RAM. So we'll grab this one here and we're gonna take it to our desk, and you'll see kind of the level of detail that the game goes into here. It's in some ways it's more about managing money than it is actually about building a PC. Everything regarding the actual building aspect is very high level, very abstract, so you won't have any issues even if you have no idea what you're doing. And so in that way it won't, like I said, teach you how to do these things, but it will help you familiarize yourself with the components, perhaps to the point where you feel comfortable trying something on your own PC. So let's take a look here. You can see we got our different stuff, and for this one we actually don't have to remove anything. All we gotta do is plug it in, so we'll do that. And you can remove all the components, replace all the components. You can see here, for example, I have some stuff in my inventory from prior builds that I could replace. So for example, if I needed to replace the power source, I could use this one that I already own and have available instead of having to purchase a new one. And that's where the financial aspect comes in. If you're smart about how you do things, you can be quite strategic about which components you use, when you use them, and that kind of thing. So what we're gonna do is, oh, hold on. Gonna pop our USB drive in there. We're gonna install our antivirus program. And some of the other stuff we got here is like a benchmark software that we're gonna be using pretty much the whole time. But this is one of the basic tasks that you might get issued. Just kind of remove viruses. You'll see now that it's cleared. We can power it down and put the panel back on. And that was the easiest $100 of my life. This one is ready, and I got a system going on. I put everything that's out and ready for delivery right there, and the stuff that we still need to deal with on this end. So let's grab this one. And in preparation for this, I think I grabbed the RAM modules that I need. So let's take a look inside. I've already cracked it open, removed the so I haven't removed it. You can see there's one module of RAM, but we need to bump it up to 2. So what I've done is I've acquired another module similar to the one installed. Hopefully, yeah, there it is. You know, we're just gonna install it. We're gonna install it in this one, so that, I mean, generally if there's dual channel, you wanna have it in this setup, not actually the neighboring slots, but actually skip one slot in between. That's usually how the dual channel thing works, but that's not in the game, so that's just kind of real life. Anyways, looks like we're ready to plug this bad boy and then just boot it. And it does require us to run the benchmark. Now, one cool thing here is that you could do a build, deliver it, and then there could be an issue. Perhaps your power source is not strong enough or something like that, and then there's a blue screen. What happens then is that the client actually would send the PC back to you. So you can be smart and just run the... Oops, need to insert the USB drive. You can be smart and insert... Sorry, you can run the benchmark program. Oh, misclick. Okay. So if you misclick there, you just grab the tower and you will unplug all the cables. That's something they'll probably patch because it's quite aggravating. But anyways, let's see if I can finish my train of thought here. What I was saying is that if you run the benchmark program, you'll ensure that if it does go through, then you don't have any issues regarding power and that kind of thing. Did we not insert the USB? This is what happens when you try to talk at the same time. Okay, here you go. So we're gonna have to install that. Gonna have to run it. It does take, I think it's like a minute to run, and you have to leave it running in real time. So restart now. But it's pretty cool. So if you're a PC enthusiast to some degree, this might be like a very relaxing experience. Man, that's a terrible... We're performing really badly on that one, like a 10 FPS. So yeah, it seems to be a lot about managing your money, managing the business itself, rather than just building the PCs. But it's kind of a really relaxing, and I've been playing this for kind of, I think, almost 2 hours now before this, just trying to get the mechanics down so I could show you guys in this short video. And now we can leave this running, and we could go in here and say that job that we finished, oh, this one, you can see objectives are met, so we can just collect the money. And when you do that, you probably want to delete that. You can see some new parts will be added when you do level up. And when you level up, you unlock new stuff. We got the R7 370 unlocked right now. We got another request. What's up? Can you help me make my PC faster? I won't be happy if you can't benchmark at least the 3.4. So that's using the 3D Mark thing here. So $200 is not a lot. The reason I don't like these jobs is because you don't know what the initial rig is. So maybe he's running a potato PC, and $200 is likely not gonna cover like a new GPU that gets the job done. So we're gonna reject this one. And oh, got another job come in. Right, my rig is running really slow. Lately I'm hoping for 8 gigabytes of memory. You can stretch to that. Can you run 3D Mark, blah blah blah. So that's fine. Also clean out dust, that's okay. One thing we can do here is use eBay to get used parts. So this dude requires 8 gigabytes of RAM. You can see we do have a set here for sale. Well, it's not for sale, it's just used, but that should be fine. It's $85 for 8 gigabytes. Yeah, I mean, it's not that cheap, in all honesty. It doesn't say if he has 4 slots. I kind of assume that he would, but better not take the chance. So what we'll do instead is just grab 2 of these modules here. doesn't say anything about the frequency of the RAM. And we can have this delivered in 3 to 5 days, perhaps. Nah, we're just gonna do it like this. So the job, the money from the job will cover the expense, but we're not getting a whole lot on top of that. Which, you know, it's okay. That's a terrible score. This is a potato PC. But it runs. And is now ready to... oops. It is now ready to be returned. Let's pack the side panel. And this is kind of the jam in the game. You get jobs, you choose which jobs you think are kind of interesting from a business standpoint for you. That one's ready as well, so actually should collect both of these. Right, collect discard and collect discard. Cool. So this one is in transit, so it will arrive tomorrow. It's been a busy day for us. Hey, we got a Ryzen 5 available. Pretty cool. What do we have here? A bit of a crisis. I'm supposed to be helping out on an article for Movie Maniacs, blah blah blah. The last thing I need is another mob of angry... Yes. What do you actually need? Need to replace the HDD. So, can you do something, blah blah? It doesn't really say how big it has to be. So we're gonna take this because we actually have some potato hard disks in our store here. Ooh, the R9 280. Kind of not that good, but might be interesting. My rig is running really slowly. Another client that needs RAM. Yeah, we can accept this. And maybe we should have waited before we bought stuff. This might be a good time to maybe use this. Delivery 8 days though is the problem. Yeah, that's not good. Again, it doesn't say how many slots she has. We're gonna assume that she has 4, but I mean, it would be safe to do so, but we're just gonna go with 2 modules here for simplicity. And yeah, we'll go with these cheap ones. You know what? No, yeah, we'll go with the cheap Mortoni Value Supreme ones. Pop that on the card. We should have waited, but that's fine. I mean, you know, you pay for these mistakes. We only lose 30 bucks, which ultimately is not that bad. So if you look at the calendar here, we got a bunch of stuff coming in tomorrow, and we do have to pay the rent. So we're gonna go ahead and call it a day here. End day. We're gonna go to work. Our RAM modules have arrived. We can place them in. So let's do the hard disk one first, because this one is the one I'm not sure about. We might already have the parts. I'm kind of hoping that we do. So this guy wants the hard disk replaced. What that means is that if his hard disk is still operational, we get to keep it. Oops. Which is kind of neat. Okay, so unplug that. If we go over here, PC parts, storage. Oh, it's actually broken, so we're just gonna sell this. It's okay. Yeah, we do have a potato easy store Mortoni. I'm gonna use this. Oops. Install. Cables. And a lot of these parts are actually real parts or based in real parts. Obviously, not all of them are, because you do need licensing for everything in the game. So, you know, it's not perfect. Not everything's there. But enough is there to give you kind of a an idea of what a real build would look like. You know, this card is a real MSI card. This is a real Gigabyte motherboard. So it's kind of cool. And in terms of cables, it wouldn't necessarily teach you where things go, but it would give you an idea of how the components connect, familiarize yourself with the different components that come into play. And it holds your hand enough that I think pretty much anybody could jump into this and, you know, get through the missions successfully. Then there's the aspect of the business management side of things, which your business might crash if you if you screw up, but that's part of the jam. So let's replace the side panel. Oops, no. Looks like we have another side panel there from another PC. Okay, this is another happy customer. All right, we'll do one more, and we'll call the video here. So both of these are essentially the same. This one is dusty. So the first thing we're gonna do here is actually blow out the dust in this extremely realistic way. Okay, there you go. And up from the front panel. You pig. You gotta clean your cases, guys. Keep your cases clean. And this is taking longer than I would have hoped. Gonna level with you. But anyways, you would do this. We can finish that off camera. Doesn't matter. Here we go. Pop in here. Remove one module. Then, oops, the other one. Oh, was it only one module? I got it. So this one is used, and we could just buy, you know, we could have bought another one of these if we knew what it was, or had we waited. But for the next build, we're gonna have this available, which is, you know, equally as good as far as I see it. There we go. One is in. Four looks good. So at this point, you can plug it in, run your benchmarks. We would then finish kind of removing the dust from the case. That's it. And presumably jobs will get more complicated. There's another element that we haven't encountered here, which is sometimes a client will tell you, I want to play this game with the recommended specs, and then there's a program that will tell you what the recommended specs are, and you need to figure out which bits you need to improve in order for the program to run. And we're gonna need to pop our software in here. So this is kind of what we've seen already. I'm not necessarily gonna bore you, you know, put you through the entire process, but hopefully this video gave you an idea of what you're in for if you pick up this game. I do think it's enjoyable. If you enjoy PC building, or if you're curious to see how it is, this might give you an idea of the real thing from a very high level standpoint, very high level of abstraction, but enough to again familiarize you with the components involved. And if you're already quite adept at building PCs, this might be just a very relaxing experience. I mean, the music is not that great, but it's quite immersive to just kind of sit down and do these jobs. At least it has been for me. So, hey, let me know down below if you're interested in the game, if you've played it already, if you have any thoughts. And as always, thanks for watching. Catch you next time.